closed mouth doesn't get fed. You better ask it now.
I got one last question. Corey Duffel, supposed to be on Fallen, had an ad.
Careful what you wish for. Fine.
What happened? Had an ad.
We had a deal, and then he had a clothing sponsor that, you know, at the time I really wanted him to be on the footwear and apparel.
Mm-hmm.
I think part of that was just that I felt like, I mean, this is a controlling stage of my life, but I'll admit that. I'll preface with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that it would be helpful for him to be on the apparel and him to design his own apparel, so we could have like a little more control of the, I don't know what you'd call this, the products that he made and that the things that he was involved in, because the apparel company he was writing for at the time, I didn't see that it was a great fit with Fallen. And he had mentioned that he had maybe wanted to do something different, but it came down to the fact that he said he did want to ride for the footwear and apparel. And I sent him a contract, and we were like, everything's good, you know. And then I believe it was two items. One was, I think he wanted a little more money than what we'd agreed upon, and then he didn't want to leave his apparel brand, which that it's understandable.
Gotcha.
I don't think I was in a place to understand it at the time, because I really had a focus. I really had some sort of mindset around what I thought should happen.
Sure.
And I don't think I was very flexible and very, you know, awesome to deal with at the time. But both things kind of added up to be too much, and it had kind of been a lot of back and forth, and it really wasn't like going. It was difficult. A lot of the negotiation was difficult. And it could have been him, could have been me, could have been a combination of both, probably was.
Sure.
And he'd gone on a trip with us as well, and that trip, you know, he was very productive and got a lot of stuff done, but it also wasn't, the chemistry wasn't flowing really that well. And so the chemistry of the trip, you know, another trip might have rectified that and everything might have been great. But after the chemistry of that trip combined with the contract kind of back and forth, and it really wasn't panning out, we weren't seeing eye to eye, I decided to pull it.
Okay.
And so what we did was we sent the Skateboard Mag a new ad and said, hey, you know, please pull this Duffel ad. This isn't going to work out, and here's the new ad. They said yes, no problem. We got it. Got the new ad confirmed. There's plenty of time, no problem. And then they didn't swap the ads out.
They didn't swap it.
So his ad ended up going into print at the Skateboard Mag. They held good on it. I don't know if you guys remembered, but I had a pull-out poster a few issues later, which was a front board down at Kink Ledge in LA, and they gave us a pull-out poster to make up for the fact that they ran
They messed up.
That they messed up. So great dudes, great my friends, and you know, we had to look silly a little bit.
I don't think it's. I mean, things happen.
Things
right?
do happen, yeah.
What can you do?
Yeah.
I love the fact that I ask a question. Chris is just sitting here giggling the whole time because I feel like he already knows the answer, and
Well,
he's
it's
just like,
I was on
great.
that trip.
This is great.
It's a little uncomfortable to talk about, you know,
Sure.
because Corey and I are friends, and
Yeah.
we've had a lot of communication. We did a guest board with him on Zero a few years ago, which went amazing, and there's a lot of mutual respect. But
For
at this
sure.
point, you know, this is 15 years ago, and it just didn't pan out, didn't
Right.
work out, you know, and
And I think people have to just realize that it doesn't always work out in this
True.
skateboarding world that we
Yeah.
live in. You know.
I mean, take Taylor Swift's relationships, for example.
Oh, there we go. I'm
It
devastated
doesn't
by
always
that.
work
I'm
out.
devastated.
doesn't work
I don't
out.
even know
who's in a relationship with.
Devastated.